Hello, world. Whew, that was loud. Hello, world. Welcome back to the Forbidden Lands, the Hanging Stones, session 37. When last we left our heroes, they just founded a stronghold by planting a magical dwarven stone seed in the ground, singing it a little bedtime song, and then poof! They have a 3-story stone tower decorated with intricate filigree decorations, and they have just set foot inside, and it has been several weeks IRL since we played last, and we have not even discussed what's going to happen next, so let's jump in. Yeah, a 3-story stone tower with ramparts and a viewing platform on top. On these low rolling plains alongside the 200-foot wide river known as the Wash that runs straight across the Moldana Plains. You are in a sort of valley at the base of the huge mountain range in which the dwarven city of Belderan lies, with a small village outside of it because outsiders and non-dwarves are not allowed to enter it. And you've heard rumors that downstream there is a crossing that is ruled by a group of bandits that took over an old stone tower down along the river, and that they are not particularly friendly, and that they're charging tolls for the crossing. And some distance to the north of you, several miles across the plains, you remember seeing a faint vibrating image of a huge needle-like silver spire reaching up to the sky that seemed to fade in and out of view as you walked by it, and you decided, F that, too many other problems. And aside from that, everything's peachy, right? Peachy time. All right, take it away. You've just set foot inside your new stronghold. It is dark, it is dusty, it is unfurnished, but it is sturdy. It is very well crafted and is built in the dwarven style, but has elven-looking filigree decorations all over it that look very much like those on Vergello's clothing.
Oh boy, dibs on the best room, and I just run off. I'm like full speed, all 4 paws on the ground, tail in the air, looking for the best room in this place. Like size, most windows, highest floor, 3rd floor is probably the best floor. So, what do you got?
The first floor is mostly an open atrium with a fireplace, and some. The whole tower is fairly dark because it just has arrow slits. It's built for fortification. Sup, Elric? Welcome to the party. The middle floor has 5 separate rooms sort of arrayed in wedges. 4 of them are more or less identical, and one of them is narrower than the other because it's kind of tucked behind the stairs.
Okay, not that one. What's on the 3rd floor?
The 3rd floor is, it's got sort of common areas. So it's got what appears to be a kitchen that has an open front stone stove that feeds down to the same chimney that goes to the fireplace in the lowest floor. There is a corridor that ends in a wooden ladder leading up to the roof. And then there are 2 other larger rooms on that 3rd floor. Sort of the semicircle that is not the kitchen or the ladder is cut in half, and those are just 2 big open stone rooms with no specific application. They have the best views, and they're a little larger than the dwelling rooms on the floor below.
Okay, I run all the way back downstairs, and I'm like, guys, okay, give me a second. Okay, the bedrooms are on the 2nd floor, and there's 4 of them that are perfect, and 1 of them sucks. So I'm gonna go take the one that I want.
Wait, why does one suck?
As I'm remembering about the stories again, I'm like, 'cause it's smaller than the others.
Okay. gonna be kind of hard to furnish this place. I mean, we're not exactly made of money. And I can steal the occasional plate, bowl, and cup, but like couches and rugs, that's gonna cost money.
As I come back down the stairs, I overhear you, and well, I bet those bandits that are down south, I bet they got some rugs and some furniture.
It's probably okay to steal our things from bandits and the like, but I don't think we should be getting our home established with stolen goods from people we might want to do business with in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, I liked half of what you said, but it also sounds like you don't want to kill those bandits.
A dead bandit is better than a live bandit, but
Unless that bandit is a friend.
sure.
Oh, I missed you.
I have 16 gold still from the last time we
You have
parted
what?
ways. Well, we all got a good chunk of change, and a lot of it was given to me for safekeeping. So I have 16 gold. I do not know what it could buy us, but we probably should look into hiring staff or guards, people to keep an eye on this place while everyone's gone. I mean, whether I'm here or one of us decides to stay here, we should probably have more than one of us to keep an eye on the place.
I don't know. That sounds like it's gonna be expensive. Is there anything we could do to like make them pay themselves?
I mean, we can tax people, I'm sure, but we have to have some sort of income to maintain.
To recap, your you have Dahlia and Lupendus to serve as guard and housekeeper, and they will charge half the standard wages for those jobs because they are loyal to you and happy to have a place to dwell.
Lupendus's name.
Yeah, so Lupendus will serve as a guard for 5 copper a day, which is 3.5 silver a week, and Dahlia will only charge the upkeep necessary for her to get by, which is 3 copper a day, 2.1 silver per week. And so you can pay both of them for a whole week for 5.5 silver, basically. And Lupendus will ensure that if the tower gets attacked, there's somebody there to roll dice and hold it against invaders. And Dahlia will make sure that it is kept clean and maintain the grounds so that it doesn't suffer any penalties or have any issues.
I'm sorry, Josh. I found the stronghold tab on here. You said Dahlia's our housekeeper. She's 3 copper a day.
Mm-hmm.
What was Lupendus again? He's the guard, and how much was his?
5 a day.
5 copper a day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Dahlia.
go ahead.
Dahlia's just looking around, kind of like,
I kind of sidle up next to her, look around with her a little bit, and then start to like try to look at all the same places she's looking as she's doing it, and then to like lean over to her and go, "You know what I think this place could use?
what's that, Ralgar?
A brewery."
I like the way you think.
I know you know how to drink beer, because I've seen you drink, like, a lot of beer and ale and lagers. Do you know how to make them?
I've never done so. I was a housekeeper my whole life. I used to get ale at the Three Skulls in the Hollows, but I could learn. You know what helps to drink beer though? like a chair
Oh,
to
you
sit
like
on.
to sit down when you drink beer. Okay, we're gonna get some furniture. You learn how to make beer, and then we're gonna sell it to everyone.
Doesn't somebody need to clean this place up? Are you gonna do it?
Well, ¿por qué no los dos?
I don't know what language that was, but
It wasn't Elvish.
I do think that Dahlia has already graciously offered at half the cost to be a housekeeper. I don't think we should get her to also be a brewer. Because right now
we could pay for the education while she's on the job.
I liked the idea that our friend here, and I point over at Amy's character, who I'm blanking on right now.
Veloz.
Oh, that's
Veloz. Thank you.
You've been gone a while.
I have been gone a while. Thank you. That Veloz mentioned, which was importing our friend's beer from
The Hollows.
the Hollows.
I agree. I think for that to work though, we're probably gonna have to clean up shop at the Wolf's Belly Inn.
We're gonna need to do a lot of cleaning up. Period. Maybe we should look into what it's going to take to get some of the raw materials required to build stuff. Probably get a builder here. I mean, I think I think stealing furniture is great, but we cannot steal a whole building to put it here. And we're going to need an inn to sell alcohol or a brewery to make it if we decide to do so.
Is Lupindus in the building, or did we leave him behind?
No,
He
Lupendus, I thought traveled with us.
we can he's with you.
Okay.
You traveled straight here from Belderan, right around the corner, and or
Yeah, I thought Lupendus traveled with the group, with our group, my group.
I couldn't remember if we left
Vergello's
him,
group. Yeah, we could say he's with Vergello. You came here with the purpose of establishing the stronghold, and he was intending to go with you.
And we offered him the job beforehand.
And you're one hex away from the town. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Josh, other than trade,
Mm-hmm.
other than trade and obviously like having a mine, like when it comes to getting raw materials, is there like there's not a let's go on a wood cutting mission like kind of thing. It's
we could go rip apart that cabin we found.
There's a lot of functions you can build on your stronghold that will give recurring sources of raw materials in large quantities. Things like you can establish an agricultural field if you want just an influx of food. You can establish a quarry if you want a recurring source of stone. I think for you can do pasture for meat. You can do a mill.
Okay, so just because there's a lot, and I want to talk out of character, trying to figure out what we want to do. We need to either buy the raw materials to get these initial stuff built, to maintain this facility on its own, right? Like, as referring to the like obviously rules wise, I know, but like goal now should be to try and find someone to build things for us and buying the materials we need with what little money we have.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 6 in crafting, so I can probably craft basic things for us. If we're planning on staying here for a few days, you know, I can spend quarter days turning raw materials into stuff. We need to make sure we have enough food for that as well. So,
if you stay here, sorry.
Let's just say maybe there's like a hunting team that goes out while there's a crafting team at home.
Yeah.
If you stay here on the order of weeks or months rather than days, you will need a place to stable your horses here as well. Otherwise, you're going to have to probably stable them in the nearby dwarven town.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just a house full of horses. But a stable is one of the things you can build, and it takes a substantial amount of wood as well. You can buy raw materials from that dwarven trade town that's very nearby as well and have them carted over because you're very close. So you can just pay money for raw materials if you have the funds. Some raw materials you can get on a recurring basis by building upgrades to your stronghold, and others you'll just have to find sources of them out in the world to acquire, like you might capture stockpiles or something.
So frame of reference, guys. A stables is 400 wood, and wood raw material is 3 copper, so that would be 12 gold to build a stable. Now, a stable is a lot of wood versus what thing chops wood? Is that
A mill?
thing? Mill chops wood?
Like a wood? Is it a wood mill or is it a mill for flour
I assumed it was
and
a food
agricultural
mill.
products? Yeah.
Yeah. What function is there for
One sec.
chopping wood? Well, I'll use a mine at least. A mine is 60 wood, which is a whole lot cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, a sawmill is where you process trees into boards.
Can you make
Maybe. Yeah. To make a mine would be like 2 gold. Obviously, we would need to build it, and I imagine we have to have a place that actually builds it, but...
You can hire a lumberjack at a 4 copper a day salary, and will produce 2 units of wood per quarter day spent working in a forest or dark forest. You are
In the plains.
in the plains, yeah. So you're probably going to have to purchase your wood or acquire a lot of it somehow and ship it in, or establish a safe place for forestry somehow.
Okay.
You know,
You're not well situated for acquiring wood easily because you are quite
That
far from
said-
woods in every direction.
That said, a lot of times, instead of loading logs onto trucks and driving them down the highways, what we used to do was
Throw
cut
them
the
in the
trees,
river.
then float them down a river. Yeah.
Yeah. That being for sure being a great thing. A mine and a quarry, I think, is something we could do because we have some mountains in our hex. Is that accurate to say, Josh? That's something we could do?
You can,
Potentially.
yeah. Mine, definitely quarry, because you're in the foothills of a huge mountain range. Let me think about mine.
Okay. I don't need the specifics for sure now. I'm just... So it looks like we need something for food, and we need to hire some people. So a field...
But we've got to have some way of making income, because while we have 16 gold right now,
That's not gonna
like
go far.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So a field, we would have to hire a farmer, but a field can make food. At one occasion during the fall, you can harvest 300 units of grain. It takes 1 week. It can be done by a player character or a farmer, hireling, and several people can share the work. But it does say like you can grow crops for your own use or to sell. So we can sell food because there's not a lot of people here, and then probably like do the math and figure out how much it would take to make a quarry to mine some stone, and then we can use that to then trade for wood.
Well, especially if we don't know what's on the other side of the river from us, right? We haven't revealed those hexes yet.
Correct.
No, how could we? So for all we know, there could be forest on the other side of the river.
I don't.
With an expedition to the other side of the river, because then a quarry could get us what we need to build a bridge.
Right. Which there's not a bridge thing on here, but I imagine, at least in the functions. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not.
I will
Maybe
tell you
we did
this.
last time for that,
Because you were recently high up in the mountains looking down into this valley, and because you got some navigation directions from the dwarves in Belderan, which I remember specifically happening, and because you can look across the river, there's not a forest across the river within at least a hex. It's
Okay.
more plains. You've not explored those plains, so I won't reveal them on the map, but You have traveled
You
along
know
the
there's
river
no
in
forest.
chunks, and there's not a forest nearby. If there is one, it has to be distant enough that you can't see it from this side. So at least another hex.
Okay.
In which case,
Keep
maybe what we
discussing.
do
I'm gonna
then,
refill my drink.
buy what we need to build a quarry, try to get the quarry up and running and profitable so that we can leave it to run while we go on our next adventure. And then when we come back, maybe it has stockpiled enough goods for us to then trade for wood for more stuff.
I think a quarry. I also think a field.
Yeah, we're in the plains.
I think
We've
if
got
we can
water.
hire, I think we should hire some miners. I think we should hire some farmers. And I don't know if we should hire more guard, but
To the guard question, I was wondering. I know Lupindus is now clanless, but I wonder if he has some cousins or something that we could maybe also hire. Not necessarily saying that we'll pay them less, like we're paying him less, but at least like, hey, I've got work. If you guys want a place to come make some coin.
yeah,
My second thought was if we do lay down like an infrastructure for farming, and our goal is to partner with Yawem, I believe that's his name.
They're going to need hops, wheat,
They're going to
barley.
need hops. They're going to need barley.
rice,
They're gonna
yeah.
need wheat. Like we could work something out. Where like, yeah, we're stocking your beer,
Oh, yeah.
but like we're also going into production of it.
I'm sold. Let's be farmers and guards.
Respectfully, though, we need to have that conversation with Yawin because if he's already got access to that, he's not going to want to do trade with us.
Well, I will say this: you are right, Amy. Though we can still sell hops, like we can still sell like
And-
as far as like making money off of it, we can still sell it overall.
Yawin may want to franchise. So instead of producing everything over there, Yawin opens brewery number 2 on our premises and, shares the secrets. And that way we don't have to transport so much stuff across the country. It's locally
Yeah,
grown.
who's going to run it?
Also, a little birdie named Dexian, shout out to the Discord, pitched the idea of a
It's like
cable
a ferry. Yeah.
Crud
Sorry,
light.
say it again.
A cable ferry. I don't know if that's feasible in the game itself, but it would be like a bridge.
Ooh, geez, Adam, you're Mike.
You went robot for a second.
Raft with a rope.
You're crackly.
Yeah.
You may want to check your microphone connection or something.
Exactly, but it didn't hurt anymore.
Anyway,
Josh,
Sorry,
I have a question for you.
what's up?
A couple of these things, like the quarry in the field, has for raw materials nothing. Like it's blank and it doesn't have a requirement and anything. Does that mean to like make a field of grain, it doesn't cost wood or stone or anything? It's just it still requires labor and seeds, but it doesn't cost materials to construct it because the quarry is the same, and I assume it makes sense because the quarry is just a hole in the ground.
Yeah, you just need the tools. So a pickaxe and a shovel, 1 month of time, and it is summertime, so there's time to set up for the harvest this year still, because it says it only takes a month of time to prep. So if any time in the next month or two you establish a field and hire somebody to work it, then in the fall time you'll get the 300 units of grain. Yeah. And I think field and quarry are both available here, yeah.
Available. Oh, you mean like we could make it here?
You can make it here, yeah.
Okay.
I was just looking for quarry in the book there. There it is. Yeah, no raw materials. Yeah, you can definitely quarry and you definitely have fields because you're in the foothills of a mountain on low plains that are old alderlander farmlands that have been abandoned. So, since the time before the Blood Mist, when this was all farmland, so this is like good farmable land. You can do fields and quarries basically at will as long as you have enough people. And if you want to establish multiple of them, you can just hire more people to gather from more of them. Um, wood is going to be a more difficult story based on where you are.
Um, okay, that leads me to my other question. When it comes to buying wood, if we wanted to buy some from the dwarves, assuming they had some, would they upcharge us for the rarity of it, or is that a thing? Like, are we just saying if it costs 3 copper in the
You
thing?
can buy it at standard price in the markets outside of Beldoran. For the purposes of the type of stuff you're building, like putting up a stable or whatever, there will be enough available.
Okay.
Um, you can go buy what you want in the marketplace there, and it won't be an issue. The dwarves make most of their things out of stone, but it is a trading marketplace outside of the dwarven city for trading with outsiders. There's going to be wood available, and it is going to be used for some things. And I'm going to assume that for the amounts that you're looking for, you'll be able to find it there without issues.
Okay. I had another question. I might have a couple questions.
Mm-hmm.
The field, and I'm assuming the quarry is the same. It says you can have more than one person working it at the same time.
Okay. So it doesn't really
What-
matter if you have one or multiple.
Well, it says several people can share the work, but I don't know. I don't know if there's like a field section, or I guess I don't know how that works. Is it like the NPC virtually rolls to see if it's successful? If we have like 3 farmers, does that make one field better?
Hold on. I know with quarries and lumberjacks and stuff, you get X units per worker per day.
Right, which
It
makes
might be
sense.
different for fields. Let me check.
Okay.
Because fields are like a one-time harvest per year. It might be that for each farmer, fields take a month of work to establish, and then you get to harvest them in the fall. So you need to pay somebody to work an entire month to get a field established, and you can do that any number of times. So you could hire 3 farmers to do 3 fields for a month, and then in the fall time you can harvest them and get
And
3
in
times
fall
the
time,
payout.
we get 900 grain or whatever we decided to
Yeah.
do. Okay. The other question was on the field thing. It just says we can harvest grain. I'm assuming grain is just an ingredient that can be turned into a food item, and the purposes of selling it.
Let's look at grain and raw materials. It's going to be listed. It's going to be listed as a component of crafting different things like beer and stuff, I assume. But
Oh, okay. I see grain on here. So yeah. So that if as far as like foodstuffs, we could grow vegetables in a field, or is a field only grain? That was my question, because it only says grain for the field. I just wasn't sure if we could grow vegetables.
garden is vegetables. It's a separate item that
Got it.
functions differently.
Okay.
You can use grain to make flour.
Yeah. Okay. Coming back to food in a second. A bridge.
And flour can be converted into bread. Use grain to make flour, flour to make bread. Bread is food.
Yeah. So having a field wouldn't feed us directly. We would have to.
It would have to go through a process, but you get a ton of it. The garden is a little bit lower effort because it just produces a steady supply of edible food.
Right.
It doesn't give you the giant payout, but it gives you a steady supply with fewer steps.
Yeah. Okay. And then building a bridge, is that, I don't want you to look up specifics, but is that just there's rules for that?
We
As
talked
far
about
as-
it last time. I can
Okay.
assign a wood or stone cost to it. It's going to be hundreds,
Cool.
and it's
that's fine. Yeah, that's not.
Yeah,
something
it's a
we
project.
need to do now, anyways.
yeah.
So okay, to the team, and I know Adam said he's listening. A farmer costs 5 copper a day, and a quarry miner is 4 copper a day. So it's 5 for a farmer, 4 for a quarry, and farmers also work in either pastures or pigsties. I'm assuming pigsty doesn't say farmer. It just says you can slaughter the pigs at any time.
Yeah, the pigsty is just a place to store pigs that supports their like day-to-day costs to keep them going. And if you have pigs, they will produce offspring over time.
So if we
Uh,
build a pigsty, we don't have to have someone work it?
I don't know. Hold on.
Okay. Well, that aside, whatever Josh looks that up, my thinking is we build like 1 or 2 fields and then a pasture or a pigsty. Like a pasture can give us 1 unit of food every quarter day. A farmer can milk the cows, so we would have to buy cows depending on how much that costs. That would be food for the actual stronghold for the people that are working there. Granted, they're going to be on a strict diet of milk, but I think that'll be okay for a while.
Pigsty doesn't list a person that has to upkeep it, so I think once you establish it, whoever's your housekeeper can keep it going, basically, as long as your stronghold is occupied by somebody that's doing the housekeeping job. It doesn't list a separate profession that you need to pay to keep the pigs going, so they're probably lower maintenance. It's just
Okay,
automatically covered.
yeah, and it requires up to 12 pigs, which may be bought or stolen separately. It says specifically, which is kind of funny.
Every time the game is like, they can be anything they want. They could be marauders. They could be. It always lists like marauders, mercenaries, raiders. Every time, every overview in the game books is like, they could run crazy and steal from everybody, or they could be good people.
All right, my last question for you, Josh, before
I
I
think they were
ask
both.
everyone. How long does it take for a piglet to grow up enough to be slaughtered and a cow grow up enough to be milked or slaughtered? I'm asking all the tough questions here.
I'll leave it to
Can you
chat
imagine
to decide.
Can you imagine me doing all of this in character? That would be so obnoxious.
Who would you
Amy
ask? God? Like,
Hold on, guys. Let me pray for a second.
The internet says it's less than a year.
Okay.
6 months if you want the brutal truth. At least that's what a Googlein told me.
One of chatter said pig probably takes, I don't know, a year. I mean, I feel like that
Yeah.
kind of makes sense a little bit, is that a full year they're fully grown enough to do the thing.
It produces new offspring on a yearly basis in the game rules, so that's probably something on the order of a year or less will be how long it takes for them to be slaughterable.
Okay, so what are people's thoughts on building a couple of fields, a quarry, hiring some farmers, some miners, and possibly building a pasture or a pigsty and buying a pigsty requires 12 pigs, so I have no idea how much cows and pigs cost. I'm trying to find that now. They're not under raw materials, which makes sense. A cow is 1 gold, a pig is 2 silver. So that would be
Spreadsheets, the game.
It's back.
Oh yeah, true. What about veal, Josh? I guess that's less food.
You can eat your animals as early as you want, but you have to fail an empathy roll to do it. Just like when you're putting somebody to death in the game rules.
Wait, but if like I doesn't cost me an empathy to do it, I can just do it with my.
You can do it without rolling if you use your like phantom death dagger, but then you have to go walk it off and brood about it for a day afterwards. Just like you do every time you stab somebody with that thing.
I say we make we get 300. I say we make at least 2 fields. Times 3 copper. That would give us 9 gold if we sold all 300 grain from a field.
I'd like to think that Vergello is pondering about all of these things out loud and pacing. And
Yeah.
Runrock and Veloz
Vergello's a little bit delirious, yeah. Vergello's a little bit delirious because he's been like nonstop singing. He's kind of hoarse, so like just like scribbling down stuff, like occasionally turning to Dog or like someone else, being like, "What about this? Oh no, it has to be this." Like, Veloz, what do you think about this? And before you go to say anything, it's just like, no, that wouldn't work.
Back up. Vergello. Okay, 2 things. One, Vergello, when he sings anywhere inside of the fort, the fireplace lights itself and it glows with a pale blue flame. Second thing.
Hell of a party trick.
Second thing is a logistics thing. Sup, Dexion. Welcome to the stream. Second thing is that the my thoughts on the approach to this stronghold stuff is we can sort of make rough decisions about what we want to do, and instead of working out all the fiddly rules, I'll take a bunch of notes, and then we can update it and record it between sessions just to keep things moving. It doesn't mean that we can't do all this now. It's going to be a bookkeeping heavy session because we're setting up the stronghold and all this is new rules, but we don't need to figure out every minute rule right now, as long as I'm keeping good notes on what you're doing, and so we can make some like decisions about what's going on here, and then do whatever. So
perfect. Then let's make decisions. A quarry, 2 fields, and a pigsty. Because cows are expensive. That would be 2 farmers, which would be 1 silver. A quarry, if we just had 1, that's 4 copper, so that's 1 copper, 2 silver. Or 1 copper, 4 silver. 1 silver, 4 copper. And then the pigsty, we only have to buy the pigs, and that's like 2.5 gold. Because we have to buy 12. So we did that. The pigsty costs wood, but it's only like 20 wood or something. So that wouldn't be that much. And we have to have a carpenter, I think, to make the buildings? Or is it a master? Do we have to have a master builder? I don't know how that works, but we need to hire someone to build these things. I imagine the farmers will make the farms, but if people want to do that, Vergello will handle the logistics, and Dog and the rest of the gang can go handle some bandits and maybe get some furniture.
You either have to make if you don't have a master builder, you have to make the rolls to build stuff yourself. The master builder automatically has the tools and auto succeeds to build functions onto your stronghold. If you don't have the master builder, then you're making crafting rolls yourself. You have to acquire the tools yourself. So that's the difference.
Okay. Then we get a master builder, which is 2 silver a day.
You could hire a builder out of the dwarf stronghold and pay them to come out for X amount of time plus a day for the trip. So 2 days, 1 day to come out, 1 day to go back, and then however many days it takes to build the function on your stronghold. And then you can multiply it out by the silver cost.
Which I guess I'm not seeing the time to build some of these, but I'm fine with that. Do we lose Adam?
I think a lot of them list times for building.
Okay.
I thought for just a second we lost Josh. I was like,
I see time, but I see time as like 1 month for a field, but I don't know if that.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. Okay, then yeah. So a field, but that's not done by a master builder. That's done by the farmer.
Yeah. Field is really just you have to assign a farmer to go work a field. You just sort of declare it exists.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to check the builder talent, actually. I was halfway through typing it in.
Okay, so a quarry is 1 day. So I'm assuming that one requires a builder. And then the pigsty, which I know has to be done by a builder. is also 1 day. So at most, it's just going to be 4 silver for the master builder.
Ooh, did you see what Dexian posted in the YouTube?
Builder is needed to build functions on your stronghold. So you do have to pay someone to do it or take the talent yourself. And then and it still requires rolling dice to craft. And then if you get it at rank 2, you get a bonus. You get it at rank 3, you get a bigger bonus to the roll.
For a field, though?
No, you don't have to build a field, I don't think.
Okay.
3
Okay.
fields and a mill will be self-sufficient. Ah, yeah. So there's a ratio to ballpark if you're going to like get a bunch of grain and try to mill it. If you want to plan a big haul and try to be a farmer.
Yeah, right now...
Get a bunch of fields, mill it all, turn it all into flour, turn it all into bread or beer or something.
Yeah, a mill is 400 wood and 10 stone. I think we should eventually build a mill, but for now we'll just... We're not gonna get through a month anyways, so we can talk a little bit more off stream about it too. But a quarry, some fields, a pigsty, and then whatever we discuss more off stream.
Right.
Should we consider trying to hire more guards? Or is that too much of a money sink right now?
A guard is 1 silver a day.
I touched on this last session, but I'll recap what I said since it's been forever. 1 guard defending a stronghold by default is kind of enough to defend it against a small group of attackers. Your stronghold also has a defensive bonus that effectively adds another guard's worth of defense, roughly. That's not exactly how it works, but you have a built-in defensive bonus on your stronghold. So right now, for your stronghold to be substantially endangered, it would take a significant coordinated effort, not a wandering group of bandits to stumble on here and be like, hey, we're taking this. So somebody would have to send a couple of squadrons of units to take it over if you have somebody guarding it, because it's heavy stonework, and so they'll either need equipment or large numbers to siege it out.
I have a question.
I know that's still very abstract. There's kind of guideline numbers, but it's like a small group of attackers, like a band of orcs traveling through the countryside together, kind of like one unit. It's probably going to take 2 or 3 to have a substantial chance of taking it, unless they come with heavy equipment to do it, which takes some foreplanning. What's up, Adam?
Is my mic working again?
Yeah, we hear you. Your camera's off.
Cool. My camera's off. Nice.
Camera's not off.
No,
See
I
in
can
the video.
He's back.
He probably left and rejoined. I'll fix it on my end. I need a new link for him.
Reboot.
It created a new link, so I'll replace it. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that was my question. Okay then. Well, look, I think these are fantastic plans. Is anything gonna get it built this session?
No.
Oh, bummer. Okay. I mean, I'm not metagaming here, but yeah, just
No,
it's a question
Vergello...
that gets asked at the end.
Yeah. Vergello is happy to take whatever additional funds people would want to offer towards the stronghold, but he has 16 gold, and we'll go back to the main dwarven city to hire people, to buy things that we need, and we'll make the trek back to have that stuff. And I imagine there might be some overlap, but I don't know how long it'll take us to go on whatever adventure we're going on.
I'm going to give Vergello 1 gold, 5 silver, and 1 copper to take with him for...
Jeez. How about let's just do 1 gold so I don't have to remember all of those numbers you just said.
Okay.
Well, you're about to get more silver for me unless you don't want it.
Nope, keep your silver. But
Damn.
like, I think we're fine for now. Like, Vergelo's honestly just gonna take whatever you give me, and it's gonna go into the stronghold's coffers, which we probably should make a coffers box. Another thing to add to the list.
Well, I think it is only going to be a matter of time until we attract the attention of the kind of people we don't want to be attracting. We're building fields, we're building a quarry, and those people guarding the bridge were not described as curious entrepreneurs. They were called bandits, and they're gonna come steal all of our stuff. Unless we go introduce ourselves.
When you say introduce ourselves, you mean like rob them blind, right?
Yeah, like introduce ourselves. Bring them back from the dead. All that stuff.
Phenomenal. Awesome. Cool. As much as I love listening to Vergello ramble to himself, because truly, I have missed you, buddy. I'm going to stand up and just start brushing my pants off. Would love to get out of here.
Let's go.
Oh, but, Vergello, and I'm going to reach into my backpack and pull out the crown. I'm going to hand it to you. This is getting dangerous. To keep taking out with me, especially with Ralgar casting spells. A little less dangerous without Lynn.
Oh, yeah. Tell them about the time that I started a war between two clans.
What?
They were lizard people. It's okay.
They slaughtered each other.
What?
There was a giant sun. It was underground.
Lava.
We pissed off a dragon.
I don't think my vacation was long enough.
You're right.
Oh, wait. He was a part of that, wasn't he? Yeah, because then that was the whole stunt singer thing. Yeah, just in case you forgot.
I was still there. I was like, some of it I remember.
It's been a delirious fever dream for Vergello and the rest of us, apparently.
So, should we go explore? Go try to find these bandits? We should probably approach them from a direction other than our stronghold.
Well, I think the tiles are massive. I don't know if that's going to matter too much.
Yeah, we need to find them before we become in like an opposite direction.
Lupendus is patrolling around the perimeter. Sort of, he goes up to the roof, scouts out the area around the tower. He's going and marking in the dirt the like extents of where he can see from different places. He's taking mental notes of all of the defensive positions around the tower. He's checking out all the arrow slits to see where he can see. He's testing the doors to see how sturdy they are. He seems to be like mentally playing out battles in his head.
This guy deserves a raise.
He's never even gotten one paycheck yet.
What time of day is it? What time of day would you guys say that it is right now?
Always asking the impossible questions.
I don't know. Let's ask God. Hey!
What?
It's
Evening. Evening according to this sheet.
We should spend the night.
We should definitely spend the night. Vergello, can you turn on the fire, please?
I didn't know you were a castrati.
I'm a half elf. I don't know what that is.
It's those. You know what? Stream doesn't need to know that. Josh knows, and that's good enough.
We're good.
I'm giving. Vergello's giving Dog the large tent that he's been carrying.
Okay.
Does Doc have anything to say about that?
He is surprised that this massive tent, along with all the other stuff Vergello has been carrying, is surprisingly heavy when he hands it into his arms, because Vergello can carry more than Dog can. Also, Vergello is going to go to Grunrock when everyone's kind of like, doing a little more setting up, figuring out what we're going to do. And he's going to look around and subtly pull out something and hand it to Grunrock and be like, please be careful with this. And it's the last jelly bomb that I got from the jelly dwarves.
You got it.
I do not remember the damage it does, but I had one left.
I'll be real careful. Only use it on everything.
One more point of order before we rest and then go exploring. Those of us that had injuries, like, say, sprained ankles, I just have a note that says I've got 2 days left of a sprained ankle.
You're going to need a rest for 2 days, my friend. Unless you just want to go on with the sprained ankle, which is also fine. I think it lowers your...
I think someone else had an injury.
It makes it so you
I
can't
also
sprint.
Have 2 days. I also have 2 days left on my sprained ankle. We could
Okay.
wait here for 2 days. It's not
If-
like there's laws.
I mean, we
Well,
could
I
hunt,
mean-
hunt the plains.
It just means that
Fish.
if a bear is chasing you, you two are rolling off against each other. And the rest of the party doesn't have to touch the dice.
We could spend a nice 2 days just fishing down at the river. Doesn't that sound good? Haven't we earned it?
I mean, 2 days of housekeeping. I mean, come on. We've built our first stronghold.
Malash just sits really dejectedly back onto the ground.
We were going to go out this evening.
I limp. I really ham it a limp over to Velas.
Don't with that. You were just running up and down stairs.
Tails between my legs. Just, Velas, please.
Alright, but I'm not happy about it.
Somebody
I'm gonna
clip
go
that.
see if the captain needs any help, and I'm gonna take off to try and help Lupinda scout and mark things and
Sure.
shenanigans.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, you two can bond over the defense of the stronghold a bit.
Considering I can see better in the dark than he can. Well, actually, maybe not. He's a dwarf, but I don't know.
All right. So we resting for the night. It's evening. I don't have anything to cook or anything. I don't really know what I could do in this quarter day.
Anything you like. You will not have to roll to make camp. And everybody gets a willpower. Once per
All right, I'm
session,
gonna go-
if
I'm
you
gonna
chill
go
out
and
at the
do some
stronghold, you get a
evening.
willpower.
I'm gonna do an evening forage then, in the plains.
'Kay.
Down by the river. I don't.
Van down by the river. Go forage. Find a wild mud shroom.
I will just as soon as you tell me what I roll for foraging again.
Oh.
Actually, I lied. I want to sleep now, and,
Okay.
and take watch later.
Survival.
Forage is going to be, let's see. I believe it's survival, and it's going to be modified by 0 because it's summertime, so it's default. You choose if you're looking for food or water. You have water. Make a survival roll. It's modified by the terrain type. See page 145. One sec. There's no modifier for season. I got to check for the terrain type.
Yeah, I imagine it's not great in the plains.
My water and food dye are both set at 0, and I
Yeah.
know that can't be right.
No, they must have got reset because Vergella has no arrows or food either, and
I bet the sheets got updated. Well, put your water at max because you're in a river hex and you've been to the river recently. Your food, give it your best guess. I don't know. Plains is -1 to forage, so it's a survival at a -1. Adam.
Cool.
I scrolled up to our last food and water rolls. Vergello, you had a D12. Velas, you had a D12 but rolled a skull, so probably a D10.
Did
This
I,
is
did I
food.
skip breakfast?
I'm looking at food right now. Not dog. Yeah, dog had a D12 of food.
It's possible we all had a D12 because we just like restocked or something.
Ralgar had a D10.
Hell yeah, I did. All right, I'm rolling this foraging roll. Let's do it.
Go for it.
Oh wait, I got to do -1. All right, so I'm just gonna take 1 away.
Tell me the result when you see it, because I'm tabbed off.
2 successes.
Nice.
Ooh.
I believe that gives you 2 units of vegetables. Is that right?
This
Nice.
face looks
Yeah.
much better with the dice. I like it.
Yep.
2 units of vegetables. You can eat one to just not have to roll a food die one time if it's within 24 hours, or you could cook it to turn it into actual food dice.
I'll cook them in the morning.
Sounds good. Anybody
I'm
else
gonna
taking
go-
actions?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down by the water, and I'm just going to kind of walk up and down a little bit, just trying to look as far off into the distance to see if I can see anything. I'll head back inside, go up to the roof, and do the same thing. Just is there anything visible other than Belverin?
Sure. I'll note that you're up there, and if your friends are doing other things in the hex and are possibly having encounters, I'll give you the opportunity to maybe spot things before they come up. Like if Adam had had a mishap, for instance.
Cool.
But that did not happen, so.
I would have just screamed and shook my fist at him.
Bust.
My fist.
All's quiet right now.
Vergello is gonna go hunting.
Thanks for the clip, Bebbit. Go hunt.
All right, so that was a survival check to see if I find an animal. Is that modified because we're in plains or it's summertime? I feel like plains it was less or something.
Hunting.
Oh,
I think hunting doesn't have the modifiers that foraging does.
okay. If it doesn't, then I'll just go ahead and roll survival.
Okay. You roll survival to try to find a certain prey,
Yeah, you do.
or to find anything. Okay, you got a success.
I got one.
So roll a d6.
Oh,
6.
Okay. That's a deer, my friend.
Sweet.
That is a difficulty 0 now. You roll with your weapon, it says. So one sec. To kill your
Yeah.
prey, you must roll again, this time for marksmanship if using a weapon, or survival again if using a trap. Modify the roll with the difficulty of the animal, which is +0. You don't need to fight the animal. Rolling once is enough. Note that some animals cannot be caught with a trap, and deer is going to be weapon only. So, yeah, you're going to have to take a marksmanship shot to hit the deer. This is make or break, but if you get it, this is a nice one.
All right. Now I remember us doing this before because I had sharpshooter. Do I get to add my bonuses from sharpshooter? Because I get a +1 when I shoot a bow or crossbow, and then an artifact die when I shoot a bow or crossbow.
Yeah, I believe so. Because it just says it's a marksmanship roll, and I can't think of why that wouldn't apply, so.
Okay, so that's a D8, and then a +1.
I could be wrong, but I assume it applies.
I missed.
And
Push
it can't
it.
be pushed.
I do want to try this though because I see the options here now. Oh, that's kind of cool. So if I
Oh, the
push
push
it, does
missed
it
too.
remove the skull? No, it didn't remove the skull. Or did it keep the skull?
Keep clicking push. There's always a skull on that die.
It keeps the skull.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Sick.
Yay!
It keeps
I
the
forget,
fails
we
and
had the-
successes.
The guy that did the sheet was on one of our previous streams. I forget his name at the moment. But
was that not Elric?
props.
No.
No,
No, it
Was
wasn't
it
Elric. It's not.
We've
Elric
just been
just
saying Elric the entire time.
Everything
thanks,
is
Elric.
Elric.
Elric, take care of this.
Seasonal no terrain. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'd know his name if I saw it, but I can't recall it at the moment. Anyway, props to the guy coding the
Yeah.
sheets on Roll20 because that's handy. See,
I missed.
see,
So,
this is why we take 2 months off from playing. It's so that the
so we
sheet can
the
get better.
updates.
It's for everyone's benefit that we play excruciatingly slow. All right, so push lock 6s and 1s. Beautiful. Oh yeah, they're actually highlighted in a different color.
Yeah.
Let's
Nice.
go! This sheet is sick.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Like really convenient.
So the deer gets away. Sadly, it would have been 5 meat and 3 hides, but
Well,
the dice be the
I'm
dice.
surprised I found it.
Yeah, it was a good find. You got very close. But it is not this day. So we've done our foraging, we've done our hunting. Do other people have things to do, or are they just resting up? Grenralk is patrolling around with Lupendus and Velas. You
Grimlock
chilling?
said he was sleeping.
Oh, he's sleeping. Okay. Velas, you chilling out, Maxon?
I'm gonna patrol when
Oh
it's
yeah, you're
night.
scouting from the roof. You're gonna patrol. Okay.
Velas is watching to see which direction the deer runs off in.
Oh yeah, I definitely the deer runs off, and I watch Raquel just I'm like,
I'm
Run,
like, no,
Ralph.
I'm like kicking the dirt and like throws my bow on the ground, it's like stomping around.
Grunralk, I will give you a scouting roll to notice something at night. I think your pride is eyes of the night or whatever, right? So you could theoretically
So far,
yeah, so you could theoretically use that if you fail, but there is something you might notice at night while patrolling around. I will give you one unpushable scout roll to notice it, and then you get to choose if you want to use the pride if you fail.
yeah, I'll use
use
pride.
your
Eyes of the night.
Lose your pride. Oh.
2 successes, beautiful. Gronralk is the eyes of the night. The eyes of the night see 2 distant torches flickering far out beyond the river on the far side of it. And as they work their way down the river, they snuff out one after the other so that there is only darkness. And in the faint moonlight, you can vaguely make out 2 figures on horseback that pause at the far side of the river. You see only their shadowy silhouettes in the dark. They seem to be surveying in the direction of your tower, and then they ride off further to the south down the river, and as they are disappearing into the far distance, you see them light their torches back up. 2 people on horseback saw your fortress in the night and rode off to the south.
Good to know. Okay.
Morning.
Morning.
I'm doing some cooking.
The sun rises. Do some cooking? Go ahead and roll. If you have to. Do you have to? I don't remember how the cooking works.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a
and
talent that makes it so you don't have to.
Someone's got that field kitchen, right?
Yeah, Vergil has it.
Now it's a kitchen.
Oh, I guess yeah, we have a proper kitchen, so I can roll for up to.
I think technically your strong kitchen is a thing your stronghold can have, and yours does not, but it has the makings of it, so I'll call the cost to add it half.
I mean, we've got the field kitchen too.
We put
Yeah,
the field
It's
kitchen,
fine.
we put
I'm
it
just getting
inside,
technical
so-
because if I don't say something, it'll come up later, and you'll be like, "Oh, you said you had a kitchen."
We don't have a kitchen, but we set the field kitchen up as a temporary kitchen in the
Notes
kitchen.
on you. I didn't take notes. I'm still gonna.
Fair
Yeah, so
enough.
that's 2d6 units of food.
Okay. Oh, maybe
Cool.
kitchen
I've
is
got
on the
3
list.
units of vegetables, so I'm going to try to turn those into. I'm just going to roll 2d6 and see what happens here.
if you're hearing that wind, that sound in the background, just know that it's our
Yeah.
friend from Siren Space.
Sweet. I turn all 3 units of vegetables into 3 units of food. Is anyone down right now?
No.
I use 1 to take myself to a d12. Veloz takes 1. And then I leave 1 in the kitchen.
Cool.
We gotta feed
Yeah.
our garden housekeeper.
dole out food and discuss what you want to do. I'm going to be back in just 1 minute.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I do with those three. There's one for the garden housekeeper, one for Ames, one for me.
All right. Did y'all see the stronghold thing that Josh made?
You mean like the castle symbol?
No, like in the journal at the top, there's the stronghold.
Mine still has a little dice thing loading, but
You might have you might have to close it.
Cool.
Reopen it. I added Dahlia and Lupendus as the housekeeper and guard and their labor per day. And then I just
You
added
add the food to the stockpile. Cool.
Yeah, I went ahead and did that. I'm gonna put field kitchen. Alright, I put the field kitchen in the functions too. And then we can write notes and stuff.
Nice.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could leave, but
I'm gonna come downstairs once it's morning and make a noise.
Okay.
Well, our neighbors found us, I think.
neighbors.
There were 2 torches that came in from the north, snuffed out, stood across the river for a little bit, rode off to the south, and relit.
I need one more day.
A little longer, I'm just saying. The element of surprise is over. Not that a giant tower is easily missed.
I don't like that they know where we are.
Well, maybe it'll give them a day to come visit us.
Oh, maybe they'll bring us some gifts.
Unlikely.
Yeah, like a chair or a tankard.
Horses.
Luxuries we can't afford, apparently, says Dahlia, who's sitting on her backpack because it's the only padded thing she has.
We're working on it, I promise.
It's fine. It's still better than sharing space with that old wench.
Question, Josh.
More Yahweh.
Is Vergello at risk of dying if he travels to the Dwarven city solo? Is there like rolls or anything we have to worry about that?
No, because, well, there's a low chance of an encounter, which can be anything. But there's no automatic encounter roll on entering hexes because you've explored those hexes. So the only you've got like for each quarter day that you travel, you've got like approximately, because of the way the dice work out, like 1 in 8 chance of some encounter happening, and not all encounters are necessarily bad for you. So if you ride over there on horseback, it's like there's a 1 in 8 chance that something could happen.
Okay, on open
I was
or
about to say, you've
difficult
got plenty
terrain?
of horses and donkeys. You can.
We're on open terrain.
Pretty
So
much.
I mean, you can go 3.
Yeah,
hexes
so you can
in
cover it in a
on
quarter day.
horse.
You can just gallop your way to the base of the mountains and then up the mountain pass and be there in like less than a quarter day. There's just a minute chance that something will happen, on the order of like about 1 in 8, because it's like about a 1 in 4, and then if something happens, there's like a 50-50 that it's not a no encounter on the encounter roll table. And after that, if the 1 in 8 kicks in, it could be literally anything.
Okay, then I mean,
You're at the
Vergello's
whims of the
literally
dice
gonna
gods
leave-
at that point.
Vergello's literally going to leave first thing in the morning to head to do these deals.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to get into an encounter. I'm just trying to, like, he's going to go off and do that.
You heard him, Josh. He's
Yeah,
not
no
trying
encounter.
to get into an encounter.
Don't
That's
let
why I'm going to
anything
roll an
happen.
encounter. No,
Well,
if Vergello gets an encounter, we're going to do it between sessions, just you and me, and then
Okay.
we'll report at the start of the next session what happened.
That was my concern. I just don't want to do it right now. I don't want to play by myself.
and he does not get in an encounter, but nobody knows that.
Perfect.
I cooked this morning, so my quarter day is gone.
We should figure out a way to get a note to Yawim. We'll probably have to actually go there.
I mean, there's probably a messenger we can hire. I mean,
You
that's
could hire
the
a
thing,
messenger in
right?
the dwarf town if you want.
That's
Yeah.
going to the Hollows?
I mean, that's what people are paid to do.
Hey, where's that actor in the orc? Like, why don't we just send them to go perform at the bar and pass a message on?
Because they didn't like us very much.
I think we should handle that. I think that's something we should handle in person.
Probably for the best.
I think by the time we get our own ship, because we're gonna have to go take care of those slavers anyways. Great place to get some tables, by the way.
Yeah, we gotta
Second.
burn the wolf's belly to the ground after we loot anything worthwhile.
We could totally take the tables! And they've got like an inn set up. I don't remember ever going into the actual rooms, but surely there's beds.
Just saying.
Oh my god,
Well,
we could go take care of them right now.
Well, no. Dog and the dog have another day to recover.
Damn it!
And Dahlia's gonna
Shut
raise
up!
her hand and be like, don't you remember what the Red Runners told us? The innkeepers at the Wolf's Belly are working for the Bone Ferrets. They're an infamous slavers guild that spans the entirety of the Ravenlands. If we go disrupt their operations, they're gonna come and just demolish us, aren't they?
You know, she's kind of got a point.
How would they know?
A tower pops up 2 days later.
Bone ferrets.
Stops go.
Sorry. Oh, Hank froze. I thought I interrupted him.
Am I still frozen?
No, you're good.
Not to mention, when they eventually come to our amazing establishment and start drinking our delicious beers, they're gonna sit down at their table. One of them's gonna lean back in his chair, and he'll find that perfect spot, and he'll go, "This chair feels familiar." And he'll go, "I bet they stole it from us."
We're not feeding bone ferrets unless it's poison.
Don't
Porque
we
no
also?
los dos?
Don't we also? You keep saying that. What? Are you having a stroke?
Stop speaking Wolfkin. None of us know what you're saying.
Sorry, it means why not do both? We say it all the time because wolves are so indecisive.
We're gonna have to take care of them eventually, though, if we want river trade.
We will have to take care of them eventually.
But maybe we wait until we have a few more guards on staff.
Okay, so then we run out the bandits.
And hopefully they're not.
Yes.
Hopefully they aren't like being run by the liver weasels or whatever other gangs there are that exist.
Dahlia raises her hand and says, don't you remember what the musician told us? They're armed to the teeth, dangerous bandits, a mixture of humans and orcs in a fortified tower. They've been marauding the countryside for weeks. They took it over from its previous owner.
Okay, so you're saying we need a better plan.
I'm all done doing that now. I just want to rain on each of your parades one time so that you can remember how hopeless this game is.
I have an idea. We kill the people in the inn that's run by the Bone Ferrets, take their furniture, gift it to the bandits below us as a way of like, hey, like we're not trying to get in on your trade. We're not gonna like worry about. We're gonna send people to you for the toll to get across. Like we just want to be friends.
Yes, and
And
then
when the
one
bone
of the bone
ferrets go by-
ferrets is at the bandit, and they tilt back in their chair, and it's the perfect circle balance, and they go, "I know this chair is my favorite chair from the inn that we used to run." Margello, I miss you so much. Don't leave.
All right, I have to go, so I'll see you guys later.
Dahlia's going to take a nap.
Maybe we could infiltrate the bandit.
I still think we could go check out the abandoned cabin and see if there's any wood or something we can bring back
At the
should.
very least, we could make a table.
to fill the meantime.
One chair.
Or in general.
Yeah, I guess. It's better than sitting around here. Brodog, I guess you and I are gonna go do that because Dog and Raugar have busted up ankles.
And I'm doing all this while I'm cooking up a storm. We're having this conversation in the kitchen around the hearth. Okay, bye, friends. Sauteing veggies.
Bye.
Dog
Bye.
for his quarter day for the morning is going to go looking for herbs, or not herbs, but vegetables.
Always gonna forage.
Yeah, forage. That's the word.
People did their food and water rolls for the day, right? Well,
Yeah.
we can ignore water while we're chilling out in a river, Hex. By the way, this is something I keep meaning to ask this, and I forgot to. And you might have covered this already, but how far from the river did you put your tower?
Close enough to build a mill.
Close. I was gonna say close enough to build a mill and a bridge.
In the water.
On the river.
You can specify exact distance in units of universal measure, like puppy lengths. Whatever wolfkins measure in.
Ferret tails.
No, you can specify because you planted it in the ground. I just need to write it down so that I know.
I mean, I know architect, so I don't know what a good distance is.
I mean, if we do want like a water wheel to power the mill, then we've got to be within feet of the river.
Amy, you're unmuted.
Amy, you're unmuted. The mill has to be close, not the stronghold itself, not the tower.
Okay. I was just assuming it was like attached to the tower.
It's all a stronghold. It could be laid out however. I was about to reference Red Hook Redoubt, which Adam wasn't there for. But yeah, it's all just a locality. You can have things don't need to be touching the tower to be part of the stronghold, as long as it's close enough for the tower to provide some measure of defense.
All right, so at least 3 feet, maybe more.
And I mean, if we have magic stonework that built this, we don't have to worry about retaining walls and erosion and stuff. Like, you know,
This tower got roots.
out of the land.
Yeah. This tower has roots for a foundation.
And frankly, if one side of it's on the river, that's one less side that needs to be actively defended.
I got nothing for my foraging.
Okay,
Oh.
that's a mishap.
Was there bonuses for this? There was no bonuses?
No
No,
modifier
it was
for
a flat.
foraging.
Okay.
It was -1.
It was a
Planes.
-1.
Oh, okay. Well, subtract the skull. Not like it matters.
Uh-huh. It's not the last die, so I'm keeping it. 1 sec.
Don't click on random pop-ups, everybody.
Yeah, and you sprained your other ankle.
Probably.
I
The
think that's how I
bees.
sprained my ankle, was foraging.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't remember how I sprained mine.
That pop up and it took
Oh, this
over
is
her
lovely.
computer.
You are scraping through the mud and muck looking for wild tubers.
Roots.
And then you go walking a bit and start to feel really tired, and after walking halfway back to the stronghold, you realize that you have blood-sucking leeches all over your legs and ankles. And they have dealt a point of damage to your strength. And removing them will require a successful healing roll, which, if failed, will get them off, but do an additional point of damage to your strength. So you can come back and have somebody help you, or you can try to do it on yourself.
I am going to take the dagger that I have, that I got from Veloc, and just start like trying to cut them off. Don't even care. I can take the point of
Make a
damage.
healing roll. Do it delicately. You get them off.
Just start popping off those suckers. I'm actually gonna pop some off and throw them in my mouth and chew on them. Just have a little snack on the way home.
Sure. We can make up disease rules.
Well,
I'm all
just
about
have
it.
It's just like a raw blood sausage.
Oh God! All right, dog is out
Said
there
bring
eating
your
his own
own
blood. This might be the grossest thing I've ever heard. And what's everybody else doing?
They're heading to the cabin.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the cabin
Okay,
and see what
cool.
we can salvage.
Yeah, sounds good. Um,
Bring the donkey with you.
Alright, well, I
I
think
thought
we were taking a horse and a donkey.
Bring something to carry the furniture back, because y'all are both weak.
who's going over there? Velas and Grunrock?
So strong!
Velasa and Grunrock.
All right, sounds good. Is that inside the same hex, or it's the next hex over?
Yeah, but what's your encumbrance?
I believe it's a hex up, like
Okay.
diagonally up
Got it.
along the river.
All right, you're gonna go. The two of you are gonna go on a journey together with a horse and a donkey, and I'm gonna roll to see if there's any encounters. There probably won't be because it's explored, but who knows?
I hear it's roughly a 1 in 8 chance.
It could be.
You get covered in leeches.
There's no encounter. You get up to the
Leeches,
cabin.
leeches,
What is Ralgar
leeches.
doing in the morning while they are traveling up to the cabin?
I used it to cook those vegetables on the
Okay, cool. So, Velas and Grunrock, this morning you arrive in the cabin, you assess, and one sec. There's a good amount of wood and stone here that can be scavenged and brought back.
I can carry 8, and my encumbrance is now 7.5.
Yeah, that was what I meant by strong, not what, like...
It didn't even cross my mind to be like, oh yeah, what is my encumbrance?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll tell you exactly how much.
Leeches.
It's primarily a wooden cabin.
Yeah.
There's some scavengeable stone and a lot of wood. 1 sec.
Hope this cabin doesn't belong to the
I can carry
ferret.
10 and my encumbrance is 9, so we're having fun, guys.
Dahlia, before they leave, she's like, actually, you guys, I don't know if you remember, but that cabin belonged to the guy that made the dragon in that one town.
It's Zyger's
And
vacation home.
It's Zyger's vacation home.
That
There's
makes
tw-
a lot of
covered in
sense.
Sherlock.
There's
It's
20.
actually Zyger and Mrs. Palmer's love home.
There's 25 wood and 5 stone that can just be carried without having to be quarried or cut or anything. So 25 wood, 5 stone that you can scavenge to do with as you wish.
Is there no furniture?
Oh, hold on. I'm just talking raw materials. 1 sec.
Oh, I wasn't sure if I was.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's smashed the most part. I think there's a
The
hole.
roof is collapsed and it mainly just provides a resting place with cover from the elements, but there's 25 wood and 5 stone that's scavengeable that you could load up, however much of that you can carry. Adam, you are crinkling. And what are you eating?
It looks
Cake
like
pop.
a green brain.
A cake pop, even though he said he was going to eat those oranges.
I ate all
And-
3 of those oranges. Don't judge me.
Roll a d6, and on a 5, there's a piece of furniture that you can use, and on a 6, there's 2 pieces of furniture that you can use.
What do we get on a 7?
You get disqualified for
Yeah,
cheating.
Don't you know his pride? is the
The furniture scavenger. There's not
I'm
a
the best.
Come on, Dad.
IKEA fears me.
there's not a chair for 15 miles in any direction.
I
They
passed
call me-
it to her because I just knew I would. And she rolled a 1.
Uh-huh.
They call me the IKEA board.
Anyway, you can load up as much as you can carry and haul it back.
The dice knew that this was supposed to be your roll.
just come
They
back
gave
next
you
hex
your
for the
roll.
furniture.
Next
25 wood, 5 stone. What are you taking back with you?
Quarter day.
all
I don't know how to
All
figure
of
out
it?
how much we can carry.
I don't know. It's
I mean,
probably
I-
too fiddly to worry about too much.
I've
If you
got
want to
a-
declare that you make multiple trips back and forth and just write off the rest of the day, you can move it all.
I'm good.
Do
with
they have the
that. I'll do
furniture
that.
too then?
I think it's pretty fiddly, and I already rolled no encounter, so
I mean, can we not, like, tie it up with the rope and have the donkey pull it in one trip?
He said you could do it.
He just said it would take the rest of the day. I'm trying to do 1/4 of a day.
I can devote back and forthing, so Velas can do other things.
Sure. Grunrock has volunteered to donkey it however many trips it takes, and I will decide that later. You and Velas can haul stuff back, and then if it takes another trip, you will deal with the other trip. And Velas is free to do anything she wants with her extra quarter day. She could carve a bench. She could go and take a bath in the river. She could shoot at a bird. I don't know. Oh, there's the bird. All right.
So,
I'm getting sassier as the bookkeeping goes on.
I was about to
You
say,
really are.
I feel like Josh doesn't want to play Spreadsheet the game. Is what we're
I love
figuring
Spreadsheet
out.
the game. I just worry that our viewers don't want
are
Spreadsheet
we
the
in
game.
the afternoon now? Can I spreadsheet?
Listen, Elric said that he thought it was hilarious and was laughing at us earlier. So
Look, I'm all about streaming 3 hours of us hauling wood back and forth along a muddy path, but that there's no second half of that sentence. I just love it.
We grew up playing Oregon Trail, didn't we? I don't see how it's any different.
Hey, there's something about moving objects from one place to another so that you can store them that just appeals to a deep part of the human psyche.
I mean, look at the top-selling games on Steam these days. People are playing Trucking Simulator.
All right, so we agree the rest of this campaign is going to be dragging logs back and
No!
forth.
no.
Dragon Logs Wii.
Alright, so 1 clay jug is made of 1 stone, and that is marked as light. Look, I tried finding the weight in here.
Okay, does she bring wood back before the afternoon starts?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to craft a chair with some of that wood.
Okay.
I don't know how or what it takes or what happens if I fail, but let's go for it.
Sure. Whoever, you all got the stronghold sheet that I shared, right?
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and update it with 25 wood, 5 stone, and then you go ahead and mark off one of those wood. And so you're at 24 wood, 5 stone. And yeah, make you well, hold on. Do you need a talent to do this? I don't
Does
know.
only one person need to update it, or do we all need to update it?
Just one person is
I
shared by
think
the whole
one
party.
person should do
There is a
everything in the
standalone-
battle tower at once.
Yeah, there is a standalone stronghold sheet that everybody shares. Everybody has a stronghold
Raise
tab,
your hand
but
if you're making the edits.
I'll do it.
See, this is what I worry.
Never mind, Bill's got it. You got it.
I've been doing a lot of it already, so
The sheet is Bill's.
25 wood, and you said 80 stone?
Nice try.
it's just going to be a crafting roll, Adam.
All right.
It's a crafting roll, and if you
Tell me
fail
about
it, the
it.
consequence, Ralgar, is that you will waste a quarter day if you fail. And you'll get splinters and curse a lot, like everybody does when they're making a goddamn chair.
What's with all these leeches?
Oh god damn it! I really want to make this chair for Dahlia.
All right.
I'm,
You try to stand up a little stool and it just tips over immediately, and nails go scattering across the floor, and you get splinters in your paws. And I need you to do your best Ralgar impression of a pissed off dad trying to build something.
God, pieces. Why do we even use nails in the chair? So stupid. I knew I should have used screws. I don't want to go back to Home Depot.
Perfect. All right.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Grunralk makes a second trip because I say so, and I don't want to do the math. And Velas and Dog, you all have the afternoon to do whatever you want with. What are you doing?
I'm going foraging again.
Oh, it's a brave one.
Nothing could go
The point
wrong.
was to heal your ankle, not break the other one.
Oh, he's gonna get leeched, bros. Come on, let's roll leeches
We're
again. Let's do
improving
it.
as
No wonder
humans.
that's so low. That's Vergel. I can close Vergel though. He's on a journey.
Leeches. Oh boy.
Goodness, I roll 8 dice. How did I roll 3 and get a success?
Spectacular.
Deer.
All right, well, let's see what goes wrong. We got quite a few viewers. I think people like watching us drag wood from place to place and get leeched. Let's see what terrible thing happens. Oh, I think it's a different terrible thing this time. It won't be leeches again.
I had a buddy once that built a VR game that was all about like putting furniture together. I played a lot of it, and I can't believe I can't put a chair together.
Oh. This is like impossible to roleplay in a non-meta way. You get ready to metagame. Dog, you find a perfectly normal looking mushroom. Definitely a good, delicious mushroom. So good and delicious and yummy. It's green, it's got little spots on it, and it smells so not dangerous in any way.
Okay, question, Josh. Is there any way I can determine if this is legitimately bad? Because my pride says I can survive alone in the wilds for weeks.
Look, I've been conditioned to believe that green mushrooms with white spots are inherently good things.
If you want to roll your pride to avoid the consequence of what's going to happen when you accidentally eat this mushroom, go ahead.
Oh, accidentally? I will intentionally eat this because I'm not going to medicate.
I'm just saying you can roll it. It applies. So if you want to do a pride roll on this to dodge out of it, all right. Your pride is broken, and you're going to eat this mushroom. You're going to eat this mushroom, and then question your whole existence and have a crisis of pride. During your next meal. So the next time you roll on a food die, remind me.
Oh, I was going to eat it right then and there. I've been trying to find food all day.
We can go ahead and do it if you want to, but you're not obligated to eat food right now.
Josh said, you don't have to do this while you're out in the woods by yourself.
That pause is making me question things.
First player death. First player death.
Roll endurance. Hold on. I need to check how this works.
Just on my way home.
Give me 5 seconds. You were like, well, this isn't big enough to feed anybody for a day, but I'll certainly snack on it.
I mean, yeah, basically. I ate those leeches on the way home.
For what it's worth, Velas has gotten high multiple times from random things in this game.
I see.
It has been totally fine.
You roll for endurance. I roll for the potency of the totally legitimate mushroom. And then we see who gets more successes.
Endurance. Okay. Can I push my roll?
No,
Because this is definitely a deadly situation.
you cannot push this roll.
Okay.
Shoves his fingers down his
If
throat
the
and tries to
poison
catch it,
wins,
can't
you
do it.
suffer its full effect.
Death.
Oh dear.
That sounds like death.
It's not good. Hold on. I need to double check something. It's a little worse than I thought. Hold on.
Remember when you created this character that you could play with the rest of us that was kind of chaotic? Oh, you gotta back up.
Yeah, I'll make another one.
I still have 2 hallucinations.
Yeah, it's a halfling called Cat.
I literally was about to say that exact thing, Hank. Get out of my head.
It doesn't specify what type of poison it is, so I'm going to randomize it.
Next session, character creation. No, we won't waste your time. That would be off camera. Like all the other stuff. Oh, that doesn't look good.
Yeah, we won't waste your time with Spreadsheet Simulator.
Oh, I'm enjoying this. I don't even care. Getting to
I
poison
read
Bill. Oh, it's a good one. All right. Each round, huh? Oh yeah. Oh, this is just happening.
What you've been waiting for.
Y'all,
Josh
dog.
reveals the poison.
Dog doesn't come back.
Does
Dog.
know what happens to him?
I'll tell you what happens to Dog, but you can't really make use of this information. You take the full effect of a hallucinogenic poison that's going to damage your empathy 1 point per round until you drink an antidote or suffer an empathy break that's going to send you on a hallucinogenic trip wandering through the countryside. And we're going to roll to see if you stumble into any trouble while you're gone.
How hallucinogenic am I? Because it would be kind of hilarious if I turned into like a hawk or something and just started like badly flapping around.
Oh, you can tell me what the hallucination is, but I'm going to determine what you stumble into IRL.
Okay. Real life?
IGL.
Whole pilgrimage.
IFLL. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to roll to see if you have an encounter while you're in this state.
Okay.
I really hope you just wander into a... No, I'm not going to say things out loud because then I get blamed.
No, this is absolutely my fault, and I love it.
For those tuning in for the first time, Josh's powers of manifestation are unparalleled.
And for what it's worth, in every other game we play with Josh, he manages to kill one of our pets. So the fact that he's killing a character named Dog really just makes sense.
Okay, you went out in the daytime. You eat the mushroom on the way back to camp, and it sends you on just a trip wandering through the countryside. By evening, you awaken in a cave, soaked in water and covered in dirt all the way up to your scalp. And you are just lying there, unsure where you are, and then you see the setting sun shining in through the cave entrance off in the distance, and you realize that you have wandered across most of the hex into a small shelter at the base of the mountains, encountering no one, and you awaken as the sun is reaching the horizon. You can see your tower off in the distance, and you realize that maybe that mushroom was not good for you.
Okay.
But it has worn off, and you just need to walk home now.
Can I, at the beginning of this hallucination, spend one of my willpower to shapeshift into like a pig? Because that would be hilarious.
That's a thing you can do?
I can shapeshift, yeah. I mean, it says that I have to look at the Game Master's thing to determine what animals, but like,
Yeah,
it just,
yeah.
I imagine a pig's pretty basic. So
Sure. Yeah,
okay.
you can go
How are
pig.
you gonna play this? Is this like memories coming back to you after like a real bad night?
Do you want to wake up as a pig in this cave?
Oh yeah, no, I wake up as a pig in the
Just
cave.
covered. You've been rolling around in mud in the cave.
Rolling around in mud, yeah. Like the whole time, like I'm thinking back, just sitting there as a pig, wondering what I did, and I have flashes of like transforming, and then like wandering around, like sniffing, because I'm still looking for like roots and stuff, and now I'm doing it as a pig, and I see a beautiful pit of mud, and then I roll around in the mud for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I eat some more leeches,
Oh yeah.
and then I just kind of wander a bit more, and I look towards the mountains, and I'm like, wow, that's a really big tuber.
I like to imagine that you ate the mushroom and you were like, yummy truffle. And then you're like, maybe that wasn't a truffle. I don't feel so good. And then you're like, I really wish I hadn't eaten that truffle. And then you're like, maybe it wasn't a truffle. And then you're like, I wish I knew what a truffle was. I wish I was a pig. I wish I was a truffle pig. And then you turn into a truffle pig and just go running across the field. And you wake up covered in mud.
Just like, yep.
All right, so you have a pig out.
I also have an empathy break, so I'm like, there's no empathy right now, too, right?
Right. Well, the empathy break takes you out for a quarter day, which is why it advanced to evening, and you woke up in the cave.
Okay.
You had no encounters in the process, and I think you get 1 point back when it ends.
Okay.
I hope you come back to the fort as a pig.
Oh, you know I'm coming back to the fort as a pig.
All right.
I'm doing the walk of shame as a pig.
What's everybody else doing?
Is it evening time now?
Yeah.
I'm hauling logs.
You're hauling logs.
And you say there's a pig wandering into camp?
Yeah.
No. I thought isn't it like the sun setting, right? Like I thought it was nighttime.
It's getting dark. You're walking back in the evening, so it's gonna be
Oh,
be transitioning from evening to night as you arrive back.
Perfect. Perfect.
Ralgar, the sun is setting gently into the west across the river, and you turn and you make out a waddling pig just wandering up to the camp covered in mud.
I throw the remainder of the broken chair just against a wall, and I yell, "Valas, dinner time!" And I just run out with my axe in the air. I am
I'm not
excited
there.
to see some bacon.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm running out, and I'm about to jump and swing here.
I'm running away.
Ralgar, this pig smells like dog.
Like a dog or like
Right,
dog?
right as I'm about to
Why does your name have to be dog?
right as the axe is coming down, I stop, and my nose just twitches. And I bend down real close right to the piggy's snout, and I go, "Dog, is that you?"
You're like close to me.
Yeah, oh, we're like,
I like kind of bump your head a little bit with my nose and nod, and then just do like a pig squeal. I can't do a pig squeal in real life. I don't think I've never tried.
I
So-
scoot. What kind? How big of a pig are you? Are you like a little, just cute little piglet, or are you like,
No, I'm like a chunky pig, chunky.
chunk pig?
Yeah, I was high as a kite. So I'm just a chunky, like black and pink pig, covered in dirt and mud.
Okay. Are you stuck like that?
I shake my head.
Are you going to turn back into an orc now?
I take a few steps forward, and then just like plop down on my side on the ground, fall asleep.
I push him because I don't think I can carry you. I'm pushing you like through the doorway, just next to the hearth, and just like
I'm not helping at all. I'm just gonna let you push me the whole time.
What's gonna turn into the biggest pig in the world? Good. And I just want to get you cozy by the fire, you know? And then
This
I go
group-
back and attempt to finish crafting that chair. I'm taking another roll at it.
This group needed a session like this for the record. All right.
Here we go.
Oh,
This
please
is
make a chair.
Furniture Simulator 3.0. God, I just.
Everybody back up. Everybody
Okay,
take a
so
step
this
back.
This time, I think I've made a great chair. I think it's amazing. It looks flawless. And
To
I
you.
turn to Dahlia and I go, "Dahlia, look at this chair. I made it just for you. It's perfect. I couldn't do any better. Please just have a seat."
Fine.
And it looks, I mean, it is a beautiful chair.
If I could make a sound effect of a chair completely collapsing into a bunch of pieces, I would do it. But Dahlia sits on it, and her eyes go wide, and she hits the floor, and pieces of wood go scattering to all the walls across the room. And she gets a splinter right in her butt. She curses. She stands up and kicks part of the chair out of the way, and she just stomps outside. And she's like, "I can't sit here in this tower with this wolf kid all day.
Does she trip over a pig on her way out?
Why is there a pig right here? What is
Give me that
happening?"
dog. I just whimper. My chair. This is my chair.
Dahlia storms outside.
All
right.
Party at the tower.
Yeah, so there's a dog is pig napping. Ralgar is chair raging. Grunralk is wood hauling, and Velas is what?
I'm taking one of the horses, and I want to do some long range scouting. That's why I didn't keep going back and forth with it. He said
Okay.
he saw something, and I want to see if I can put eyes out there.
All right, so you are. Are you trying to? So Grunralk saw people across the river. So you'll need to cross the river if you want to go like look for tracks or something like that. Otherwise, long-range scouting could be like riding to the next hex and exploring it solo, or just patrolling your hex in case something happens.
How hard would it be to cross the river? Is it like really deep?
Well,
I think we
let's see.
It was like super wide.
It's a couple 100 feet across. You could swim it solo if you leave your horse behind. One sec. A lot of the challenge of crossing the river is taking all of your mounts and materials with you. But if you just like leave everything and go swim across, that'll be a little more doable. One sec.
Pigs are good at swimming.
I did this in the day while you were tripping balls. Turning into a pig.
Oh yeah, no. This is like bedtime. I'm laying down by the fire. Well, I was laying down outside. Somehow I ended up by the fire.
Okay, it's an endurance roll to get across. If you're wearing any metal armor, then it's much more difficult. If you fail, then you will sink before being able to get across because the current is carrying you and you have a hard time. And then you will have to make further endurance rolls to avoid drowning. So it's an endurance roll to get across, and this is a pushable thing. But it's an endurance roll to get across. If you fail, then you start needing to make endurance rolls to avoid bad things happening to you.
Okay. How long do you think it would take me to swim across?
Just a few minutes.
Okay, then in that time, during the day, I would have called... What's his name? What's the dwarf's name?
Lupendus?
I would have called Lupendus over and been like, hey, just keep an eye on me in case I start drowning. I should be fine, but you know, just in case. And I'm gonna go ahead and swim across.
Okay.
Rope around your waist.
I don't have anything that's 100 feet wide, like, or long.
It's a long way across. Rope is heavy, too.
Spend a quarter day taking individual strands of hair and braiding them into a rope.
I always complain about people trying to tie ropes to arrows and shoot them over walls and stuff. So, I will also complain about people swimming across the river with a rope towing behind them. Because I just am like that. Yeah, the current is pretty heavy, and you can do one of two things. I'm going to give you a choice here, Valas. You can take a point of damage to your strength to just turn around and swim back, and you are quite tired. Or you can press on, which is pushing the roll, but that risks being swept along by the current.
I'm gonna push on.
All right, give it another roll. Nice. The double success will get you there. You avoid drowning effects and make it to the other side of the river. Yep. Your arms were getting tired, your legs were burning, and you were starting to get pretty concerned. But then your toes just managed to touch, and you were able to pull yourself across.
I'll go look at the tracks and just start slowly, like, following them and, like, constantly kind of, like, following them, look up, and, like, make sure, like, I'm not being seen, and just follow them for a while.
Okay. Grenrock reported that they were heading from north to south along the side of the river, and that they put their torches out as they were passing your tower. You can find the tracks without having to make any sort of roll. It is muddy. They were traveling right along the side of the river on horseback. So there are clear, distinct tracks. It hasn't rained or anything since they came through, so you don't even have to make a roll. You find them fairly quickly. You can follow them north or south.
I thought they turned around. They kept going?
They kept going. They came from north, they went to south. They traveled along the river, 2 on horseback.
I'll go south and see if they came from anywhere. And, like, also kind of be... Where could they have come from? Is there anything else on the other side of the
Well, they
river?
came from north to south, so if you want to see where they came from, you would go north.
Alright, never mind. I'm going to follow it south then. Because we know that the other tower is south.
Okay, so you're following it south towards the tower that you know about. All right. One sec. I'm going to uncover a hex here. You've single-handedly got a point of experience for the whole party. Congratulations.
That's just Ames.
Hey, she hasn't not died yet, so don't congratulate her.
Don't tell me
Well-
when to congratulate my friends and not. Don't gatekeep gratitude. Jeez.
I gatekeep everything. It's my job. All right. All right. I have uncovered the next hex on the map. Let me bump you over. All right, so there, I've got it on the stream overlay. So you have crossed the river. It is plains on the opposite side. The tracks follow the river, which actually arcs north a little bit and then turns back south. And I'm going to roll to see if you stumble on anything of interest, including trouble, while exploring here. Oh dear, hold on. I accidentally zoomed and it screwed up my overlay setup. There we go. Fixed. I've broken everything. There we go. All right. Yeah. Let's roll. Oh,
Is
I
that
see.
so good or so bad?
So good.
Oh my.
So good.
I have no
It's-
idea. You'll have to give me a minute. Something's happening.
Only W's here, folks.
We triple
Triple
sixed here.
sixes.
Yeah, this is going to be something. I just don't know what.
Pig trips and whatever this is.
All right,
Nice cup
that
of tea
into
waiting for
that.
all to blow over.
Scrolling. Please hold your death is important to us.
She can't die. She's an elf. We just gotta go get her heartstone and shove it into the crown.
Oh, jeez. She would kill us.
To be an internal conversation with the rest of them, yeah, I would kill you. I would find a way.
Would the Phantom Blade go with her, or would it like two things tink to the ground, a Hearthstone and the Phantom Blade?
Well, I got the dagger from his like pulled it out of his like skin. So maybe
Yeah.
if you die, it dies with you, unless you have a way to bring it back.
Let's try.
Oh boy.
Do I have,
Okay.
Because I'm like scouting and looking around, do I have the option of also seeing what's about to happen?
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're on the fringes of what's going on here. The first thing you notice are up ahead, away from the river, up into the rolling hills to the north. Carrion birds greedily circling some place to the north of you away from the river. There are so many of them that they seem to be forming a small cloud of black feathers and bad omens. Then you hear it, the distant clang of metal hitting metal, the deep and rhythmic beating of drums, roars of rage and pain echoing on the wind. You hear the sounds.
Encounter this already?
You hear the sounds of a battle happening to the north. You can go towards it or away from it.
There's no like cover for me to like approach and watch secretly.
You can stealth if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and move as stealthily. I don't want to get too close, so that I still have like the ability to like turn and run, but I want to try and see what's going on.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm loading my character sheet. It's like a D20 slowly loading in.
She's getting ready for action, ladies and gentlemen. Amy only opens her character sheet when she knows shit's about to go down.
Well, I have to roll a stealth check, so.
All right. Okay. You actually don't have to roll it yet. So hold off. I'll tell you if and when you have to roll it. You can creep along the ground up over the crest of a hill, and off in the distance, across the rolling plains, you see a massive battle going on, about 50 to each side. Orcs fighting humans. Fully armed, clashing. It's really 50 on 50 is a large skirmish, we'll say. And there are flags on both sides being held up. There are just sounds of ongoing battle, and it is a bloody mess that looks like it's been raging on for some time. You are seeing just butchery happening. Couple of choices here. You can crawl off relatively unseen, or you can approach and get involved with either side, or you can try to loot some dead bodies on the outskirts of the field fairly close to you, but doing such will risk discovery. Or anything you want. Ball's in your court. You could do a lore roll at a -2 to identify the orc tribe involved if you want to, because of your exposure to orcs in the party and in your history.
Okay, so I'm going to spend a willpower in a moment to use Path of the Face, which allows me to assume the appearance of someone else. So I'm gonna take a second, flip my coat inside out to a different color. I'm gonna kind of mess with my hair. That way, should I get seen, I won't be recognized.
Okay.
And I'm gonna 100% loot some of those bodies when I finish.
All right.
Loot
You
that
creep on up
body.
there.
Loot that body, loot the motherfucker.
Stealth check?
Yes, I'm going to determine. Okay. At some point while you're looting the bodies, some group of soldiers from one side or the other is going to come where they could potentially see you. I'm going to determine how many and which side they come from. And then you are going to make a stealth check to see if they see you. If you succeed, you get away with some loot. If you fail, stuff might happen. You know.
I got a whole ass.
Yeah, so give me one sec. It is a group of 4 soldiers. From the human side on horseback, and they seem to be patrolling the outskirts of the battlefield trying to do a flanking maneuver, and they come where they could see you, so you hit the ground as fast as you can. Make a stealth check. They're going to get a little bonus because of their numbers.
Can I push it?
Yeah, you can. They get no successes, you get 1 success. You hit the ground, you're lying in the grass, in the mud, they go thundering by mere feet from you and do not notice you and go riding off to the flank of the battle. You see them disappear into the distance and go clashing into the side of the orc forces, and you have the opportunity to loot 2 bodies for carried valuable finds, which will be randomly generated, and slink back off to the river. So, one sec. You could potentially get something pretty good here. All right, here we go. On the first body, you find... I'm re-rolling because that makes no goddamn sense.
Something worth a gold or more. Loot that body.
I swear that song was made for every character I played.
Yep. I need to refine that. Here we go, over to the music chat.
On the first body, you find a pouch of 12 silver pieces. On the second body, you find a little tarnished bronze pendant of minimal value with a pretty nice looking pearl in the center of it. And that pearl is worth 1 gold.
You're
Exactly.
welcome, everybody.
Exactly 5/5 on the silver. You managed to slink back to the river away from the battle, being a little freaked out by almost being spotted out there. You have the pearl pendant and a pouch of silver. You are covered in mud, and you make your way back to the edge of the river, having entered a new hex and found a treasure worth of gold or more.
Nice, Ames. Way to carry the team.
This is the daytime. Does this take the entire quarter day? Or can I, like, keep... it would take more than a quarter day to, like, continue on to the next hex.
What direction do you want to go? There's no way. You either have to go north or northwest to get out of this hex because the river wraps around 4 sides of it because it's kind of a peninsula. And so you will have to go through the battle to continue in any direction right now. It's not a good day to cross unless you want to stealth across the battlefield. Or cross back over the river and then explore a different way.
With a hurt ankle, stealthing across. Well, not hurt ankle, but like with a 1 less agility is probably not the best idea to stealth across the battlefield. Can I... I'm gonna spend a couple minutes just staring at the insignia on the work flag, even though I don't know what it means. And I'm just gonna take however long it takes to draw a picture that I think is like super close to what's on their flag, because I want to be able to show it to Dog and try and figure out.
That's fine. We could just say you've committed it to memory.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that for the humans and the orcs, and then I'm gonna, I guess, head back to the stronghold and swim back across the river.
Okay. Go ahead and endurance roll back across the river. You get a minus 15 dice because of all the silver you're carrying now. All right. Are you going to push it, or are you going to take a point of damage to your strength playing it safe? Oh, dear. The current pulls you under. Please hold. If you sink, you need to make an endurance roll every round to hold your breath. If you fail, you start to drown and suffer a point of damage to strength every round until someone saves you. If you're broken when drowning, you die after d6 minutes. First of all, your friend Lupendus is going to see you disappear under the water, pulled down by the current. Go ahead and make an endurance roll for the... We're gonna see if you can make an endurance roll to hold your breath first. Okay, you've held your breath. Now make an endurance roll to try to fix your situation by swimming back to the surface and getting across. You failed. Go ahead. We're going to do this until you fail to come up, and then it's going to be down to whether Lupendus is able to rescue you or not. So make another roll to hold your breath. Oh, wait. You've suffered a point of damage to strength, so this is at a -1. It's all right. You failed anyway. You can push that one if you want. Oh, wait. That was the hold your... That most recent roll was the swim roll or the hold your breath roll?
Double success was hold my breath, and that's already taking one skull off from the failed push. That's just a regular roll. So the next one was to swim across.
And that was a fail.
There was no successes, no skulls.
And presumably you pushed it.
No, I didn't push it.
Okay, so then it was to hold your breath, which means you take a point of damage to your strength. And then you can roll again to try to get across. Lupendus is running along the side of the river in a panic, watching to see if your head comes back up. All right, that is a failure to get across, so now you have to hold your breath again.
Do I push it? I feel like no. I feel like I auto-die if I push it.
I think you can't push the hold breath roll, but you can push the swim roll.
Is Lupendus screaming or yelling or anything?
Yeah, probably.
Because I would like to run out there with some bits of broken chair wood and attempt to just hurl them in the direction that Lupendus points.
It's going to take you a bit of time to get here, but he's yelling, and you hear him sounding panicked and running along the river, going, Valash, she went under. She tried to swim the river.
Whenever I can do that, that's the attempt I'm going to make.
None of it is going to happen within the 15 seconds that it takes for her to try to get across. So that was the hold your breath roll. You take a point of damage to strength again, and then you get another swim roll to try to get across. You're down to your last point of strength.
Uh-oh.
That's a failure to get across. Oh, yeah. Push it to try to get across. That's a failure. You need to make another hold your breath roll with only one die.
Oh, no. She's scolded.
She is now... broken when drowning. She has...
That's 13 dice.
Well, Josh used all the 6s on your encounter.
All right, Ralgar. You arrive along the side of the river. Lupendus is pointing in a panic, and her body is bobbing in the middle of the river, face down, being swept along by the current. You can run along to try to get ahead of her. Swimming out to her is going to be an endurance roll.
Josh, there's no way I could use my pride for this, right?
What is your pride?
I don't think so. It's no one can catch you. Which doesn't... I'm not...
If anything, that means Ralgar can't get to you. He's just going, I can't catch her. She's moving too fast. All right, Ralgar.
Faster than I swim.
Not even death can catch her.
Ralgar. Her body is bobbing. I mean, her unconscious face down self.
Yeah, all right, so she's unconscious. All right, I'm going to run down ahead of her.
Uh-huh.
I still got some planks of wood under my arm.
Uh-huh.
I'm hoping for buoyancy here, and I'm going to go in and try to intercept her.
Okay. You're going to have to make an endurance roll to make it to her. So you run up ahead of where she is and desperately try to get out in front of her with the plank of wood. The plank of wood will help you bring her back without penalty if you can get to her. So make an endurance roll to swim out there. Do you want to push it?
Yeah, I want to push it.
All right. You make it to her. And she is drowning. She is dying and has gone unconscious face down in the water and is just bobbing along, not moving, so she's going to need to be resuscitated to save her life. You can grab her and try to maneuver her back to shore. So make an endurance roll to get both of you back to dry land.
since I got a skull on that push, does that mean I am down a? What is endurance? Endurance is strength.
You're down
I
a
think
strength.
It's
but
down
you
a point of
have
strength,
willpower.
yeah. And you gain a willpower. All right.
All right, so we're gonna roll that now.
Mm-hmm.
On the horizon of this forest path, you see
Yeah, that's right.
Do you want to push that?
I'm really fucking worried about her. I don't really care about myself, and I kind of want to roll my pride here instead.
What is your pride?
My pride is I will die before anyone from my pack does.
That is perfect here. You get to roll your pride to try to turn that last failure into a success, is how it works. So you can hit the pride die, and if it has any successes, then you get it. No.
Nope.
All right. Do you want to try to push now?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to push.
Okay.
Yeah, what else are we gonna do? So yeah, I feel
You have
yeah.
gone under. You must now make an endurance roll to hold your breath.
I was inside the building the whole time. I don't know if I've heard any of this. I was also crunching some
should I
numbers.
push this one too?
You don't push
I mean,
the hold breath rolls. You take a point of damage to your strength, and now you have to do another endurance roll to try to swim back to shore.
Josh, is there any point in time that I would have been able to make it out there as a pig? My empathy broke today, so I don't know what I can do.
I don't think so.
Oh boy. Alright, but I'm gonna push this one.
Not with you sleeping inside as a pig.
Okay.
So I rolled 2 dice that time, a 5 and a 1.
Yeah, give it a push. At some point, is somebody going to succeed on a die roll? Nope.
Well,
You take-
no skulls.
You have to hold your breath again, because you have now failed on another swim roll.
Alright,
So,
same
endurance
thing.
to hold your breath.
Is Dahlia or Lupin going to come in here and try and wake me up or something?
Okay, another point of damage.
Would
You take another
Lupinus
point of
not
damage.
come and help us?
Is
Yeah,
Barrow
Lupendus is going to grab onto the wooden board and start trying to tow it out. And that is going to give you a bonus die on your last attempt to get out of here.
Am I still hauling wood or am I around?
You're hauling wood.
Wait.
So you can roll
No,
2
wait,
dice
hold on.
as before, even though you took the point of damage for
No, I think I might have broken there. Because I was down to 1 base damage, which should have been 1 strength.
Well, that was when you were holding your breath, though. We would assume that Lupinus would come out before you drowned to come
Yeah.
and help.
Alright, how many dice do you want me to roll here?
Since he should have helped you when you had dice. So give it 1 additional roll for Lupendus trying to pull you out, and roll the 2
Alright.
dice. Roll the base die and the skill
2d6.
die. And
Alright.
and 1 base die, skill die, and a bonus die. This is Lupendus's 1 extra attempt he gives you with a bonus
Alright.
die for the
I'm going to stack
for the
that
aid.
up as a gear die then.
Okay. If this fails, then you're gonna slip under and go unconscious.
Yeah, I am.
Oh,
Oh, Lupendus's help didn't do anything there. That was all me.
He pulls you to shore. He drags the board drags you. You drag Veloz. You are
Your dice. He got a 2. Once we get ashore, I push the board away. I go,
Hey, you got an extra roll because of him pulling the board. So you come up with 1 point of endurance left, and here's the situation. You and Lupendus are standing over Veloz. You are coughing up water and buckled over.
I'm no help here. I just sit here. Help her.
One of the 2 of you has to make a heal roll on Veloz or she dies. To resuscitate. And you're coughing up water and you're on 1 point of strength, but what is your heal mod?
My healing is a 3 right now.
That's probably about equivalent to him, but let me check. I will check his stats since it matters here. 1 sec.
why did
Is
Virgil
drowning-
have to leave?
Is drowning a critical injury? When does Vergello come back? He left in the morning.
He only has 2 dice on this. So,
I don't know.
I'm hacking up water, but I immediately just start like pawing her chest.
All right. This is your CPR roll. You're gonna get one shot at this healing roll, and you can, if you choose to push this, I will let you have a push, but it will inflict a critical injury of broken bones on her to do it.
Yeah, almost like breaking the sternum.
Definitely do it.
CPR.
Definitely do it.
So you take a healing roll, and if you decide to push it, then you get one more try with an automatic critical injury. And if
Deal
both
with
of those
critical
fail, then
injuries.
she will be.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Ames, here it goes. We're pushing it. I
You get
was
one
not
die
putting
to
all
get
my
a
weight
6.
into it because I was scared of what might happen, and now I am just my entire weight.
There's
into
no
it.
spells. There's nothing we can cast that will bring me back.
I
No,
mean,
Vanillo's
once
not
you're
there.
dead,
Not the way you want to come back. Right.
Vergello's gone. I mean, I'm assuming Vergello is going to be gone for the whole day. Like, I wouldn't be back by the evening.
No, you made a trip to the dwarf city, which is in the opposite
Yeah.
direction, and
Yeah.
it's just Ralgar and Lupendus. You're gonna get one die. If it's a 6, you've resuscitated her from the brink of death with a critical injury for broken ribs. If you get anything but a 6,
So, ladies and gents, it comes down to this. For Velas.
will Velas have drowned while searching for silver?
That is not what I was doing.
She just won't wake up.
I'm just still like, wake up, wake up, wake up, dog, get out of here, wake up, wake up, wake up,
Lupendus is
wake up, no.
calm and focused like somebody that has seen a lot of death, and he says, keep on trying. I'll go fetch the others. And he heads back to the tower at a pretty swift pace.
I'm keeping on trying.
Dog. And dog. Lupendus busts open the door, and he's like, wake up, you goddamn pig. It's Velas, she's in trouble. It's pretty bad. And then he goes back outside. Off in the distance, as the sun is getting low, he spots Grunralk off in the distance, returning with a bundle of wood dragged by a donkey as well. So he'll flag down both of you.
I'll spend a willpower to turn back to normal.
Okay.
I'll drop when I see him like panic waving at me.
Okay. Grunralk and Dog, you are led to the riverside at a pretty swift pace by Lupendus. You see a pretty concerning scene of Velas lying on her back, a pretty unhealthy looking color, and Ralgar over top of her, frantically administering first aid to try to get her to wake up, and she is not moving.
And I'm not doing well here. I've gone from, I'm very quickly proceeding through stages of PTSD at this point, where it started as like desperation and now it's getting dark and angry. Like this no, this is not happening again. This not happening.
Lupendus puts his hands on both of your shoulders and pulls you back, and he's like, she's gone, friend, she's gone.
No, I can bring her back. I can do this. And I'm just like, I pull
Listen,
out one of my
listen.
books.
Listen. She's an elf. She doesn't really die. It's just her body.
Tell me what to do.
He turns and looks at all of you, and he's like, she can be brought back by her people, but you'll have to remove her heart stone and keep it very, very safe.
Show me where it is.
It's right where you'd think it would be.
Grunrock, it's either you or me.
I got it. And I'll pull out a dagger and just pull the heartstone out.
All right. You plunge the dagger into her chest, and then you feel a strange burning sensation from your hand and wrist. You look at them, and you see a black tattoo of a dagger forming on the back of your hand. The phantom dagger has migrated into you as soon as you stabbed her. And it is stored inside of your hand now as a tattoo. Meanwhile, you cut and cut and cut, and her chest opens up like you would expect. Inside is a sickly green heartstone. It is pulsing with like a deep, haunting green color. And just gazing on it makes you feel a bit uncomfortable.
I'll pull it out and hold it close and just mumble to it.
All you've heard is that elven heartstones are supposed to be red and vibrant. There's something very strange about this one. It sends a chill down your spine when you touch it with your bare hands.
Get you back. We'll get you back. And I'll push through the kind of weird feeling and just keep it close.
Where'd
With-
we go, Grunrock?
Mistwall.
She wouldn't want us to go to Mistwall.
We don't have a choice.
But the crown.
The crown.
If we go back to Mistwall, they're not gonna let us out again. Not without the crown. They know
You
we have.
wouldn't give it to them to have her back?
I'd do anything to have her back, but does she want them to have it?
We'll deal with that part later. I
You were
don't see another way.
We could ask her.
She'd kill us if we put her in there with those old people.
Maybe it would be better for her than she thinks it would.
with Velas in your pocket. You head back to the tower. I'm gonna give out XP. You can decide what to do with the body as well.
Dog will start digging a grave.
She's carrying
in the
loot as well. She swam across the river and came back with pockets full of treasure.
Oh, I'm gonna loot that body.
tower.
It's what you would have wanted.
It's what you would have wanted. Yeah, no, I will like, as they're like, you know, stepping away, I gently pick up her body to like bring it towards the tower and start digging a site for her right near the tower.
I'm gonna do XP now, and Amy can also add this since she can add this to Velas to the character sheet, because she was present for almost all of this. Did you participate in the game session? 1 XP. Did you travel through at least one hex on the game map that you had not visited before? I think that it says, did you travel? Hold on. I think it's on a character by character basis, so this would be 1 XP
Right.
for
Okay,
Amy.
Let's see what you say about the next question now.
Did you discover a new adventure site? No.
Wait, nope, the next one.
Did you defeat one or more monsters?
Nope, the next one.
Did you find a treasure worth of gold or more?
How many times have you given us all the XP, even though one of us...
I'll give it collectively to the group. That's fine. Did you build a new function on your stronghold?
Not yet.
Not yet. You haven't hired anybody to work any fields, and Dog
It's in
hasn't.
process.
Yeah, you'll get it next time. Did you activate your pride? A couple of people did and lost their prides and are going to be without a pride for a session until they come up with a new one. Ralgar is going to be questioning his identity after failing to rescue one of his pack members, and Grunrock used his pride, Eyes of the Night, and it worked. Who else used their pride? I feel like there was one other.
I used mine and it failed.
What was yours? I can't remember where it got used.
Mine was
Survive in
I
the
can survive in the wild. I can survive for weeks alone in the wilds or whatever.
Right, and then you ate a poison mushroom and had a pig trip. Did you suffer from your dark secret? I'm thinking through each of them.
Not me.
No,
I don't think so.
none of them came up. We had 3 prides come up, but no dark secrets this time. Did you risk your life for another player character? Ralgar, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think only Ralgar. And did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? I don't want to double count things, and Ralgar got an XP for that. I'll actually give one to Velas for this, for crossing the river and going to the battle and sneaking up and stealing treasure from the battlefield and all that. That was a wild solo expedition that should probably get an XP, even though it had consequences. And I think that'll do it. So go ahead and mark your XP. I'm going to follow up between sessions to update a couple of the stronghold things just to make sure we're on track and kind of have it sorted. Amy, I will message you between sessions to figure out what we're going to do with you in the meantime. If you are watching, make sure to give us a follow. We're very close to hitting 50 on Twitch so that we can post our full calendar without restrictions. Twitch unlocks a bunch of stuff at 50. So, yeah, if you're watching this and you haven't followed, please consider following. We will be, as far as I know, well, we normally play every 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now is the 30th. As far as I know, I'm good to play then. Okay.
I'll be family New Year's, but the week after I'm fine.
Okay, I'll announce in our Discord when we get it scheduled. We'll talk about it and figure out. It might be 3 weeks rather than 2, but we'll get it figured out. I will be solo streaming on my own channel on Twitch a bunch in the coming weeks. I've got an indie game in alpha that I'm starting to share around and test, that I'm going to be doing some game development streams and stuff. And I've been playing a ton of Path of Exile 2, doing a bunch of Magic Cube streaming and all that stuff. Just random game things, game development and gaming stuff. So my solo channel is Axiom Inquiry on Twitch. You'll know it's the one because it's got my lovely face on it. So
I look at that face all day.
If you want to hang out with me while I do a bunch of gaming and game development related stuff, I'm starting to solo stream. And I'll be on pretty frequently in the coming weeks between now and then. So we are working on a timeline of the campaign that Amy is helping me put together so that we can create a recap for newcomers to the campaign, to just recapping everything that's happened in the 37 sessions leading up to now. And that is in the works, but it is a lot of work because it's scattered across a lot of videos and there's a lot of stuff to remember. So Amy's been putting together the timeline for that, and we're going to be cutting a video summary of the whole campaign up to this point. And I will post in the Discord when we have updates on when that's coming. So anyway, if you've been watching, thanks for watching, and we will be back in a couple weeks to continue this. And until next time, have a good night, everybody.